Yesterday was a bad day to be a Celtics fan. Bad day. Not good. Moving on, and of course we've known it's coming, but moving on from the Grousbeck ownership, the Irv Grousbeck ownership is not a good thing for Boston Celtics fans. Model ownership, if you ask me. Especially because the guy who owned the team basically didn't care and let his son spend all the money, and until he saw the bill and what was coming due, just let him do his thing. But having Bill Chisholm officially take over, and I find it interesting, too, that, there was the whole, Wyc's going to stay on as lead governor, even though he's not going to own the team, basically wanting to keep up the facade of ownership, which has been going on for 20 years here. And then you find out the day before the sale goes down that, no. The guy who just spent $6 billion on a team that does not own their own arena is not going to let somebody like Wyc Grousbeck stick around and go to league meetings and be lead governor and all that stuff. Shocker, by the way, that the guy who spent $6 billion wants to actually be the front-facing owner too.
For now.
You feel strongly about that, Jimmy?
Yeah, I feel like when I saw Ramona Shelbourne's tweet yesterday or the day before about how Wyc owns slightly less than 15% of the team, and we've been led to believe that Chisholm has slightly more than 15% of the team. If Wyc plays his cards right, in 2030, he could get to more percentage owned than Chisholm. He could get to 16, 17% of the team. I believe that Pags, over the course of the ownership group with the Celtics, bought from shareholders and went from, say, 10% of the team to, I think at the end it was 19 or 20% of the team.
Are you suggesting that Wyc Grousbeck could someday try to take control of the Celtics back?
Yes.
I hope so. I am rooting for the hostile takeover because that's what that would be. I'm not a business guy, but that's what that would be.
But if you've been of the belief that Chisholm is here to trim the fat of the organization, he's the one who does it, and then Wyc gets enough equity to eventually get the team and the stakes back, and then the Celtics are a much better business model that he can then reinvest in and get banner 19, banner 20, all that.
See, I think you're onto something, Jimmy. I don't think this thing is entirely over. I'm fascinated by the reporting that, again, Wyc wanted to stay on as lead governor, and now he's not going to. And
he's alternate governor and CEO.
So he's getting iced out.
Do we know that?
It was not, well.
He keeps saying, this Forsberg interview that they did a few months ago, Wyc's welcoming him to the family. He's known Chisholm for a long time. So could it be essentially a quote-unquote, my term, not real estate, anything like this, a short sale to somebody else, but a long-term, I'm getting this thing back under my ownership in 2030, 2032, something like that? You
should hope. That's all I could possibly want as a Celtics fan, because I'm telling you, Bill Chisholm is bad news. And I want to go back to a comment that he made. I don't know if you heard this, Dondeo. For some reason, I don't think this cut got the attention that it deserved on the night that Bill Chisholm, it was announced that he was buying the team.
This was March 20th of this year.
Chris Forsberg asked him, and now we have some understanding. Chris Forsberg essentially asked the question, are you going to pay for it, right? Are you going to keep this team together? And we now know the answer to that is no, because they traded Holiday, they traded Porzingis, they wanted to get under the second apron. They didn't want to keep paying for it. I'm telling you, when you hear this answer, you're going to say, oh no, I don't know if this is good for us moving forward. So listen to this with the context and the understanding of what's gone down in the last few months. But this is on the day that Chisholm was announced he was buying the team.
And Bill, I don't want to throw the hard questions out early, but it is the ones I'm hearing the most often from fans already out here. When you hear new ownership, you're wondering how much you're willing to spend. You're paying a big price tag for this team. How committed are you to keeping the product we see currently on the court long term?
Yeah. I mean, this is going back over time.
Please stop. Isn't that a relatively easy answer? Can't you find a way to dodge that one? He can't even dodge it.
Didn't sound good.
Well,
No.
You see, the connection over Zoom was a little buggy there.
Oh,
That's why there's a delay.
Sure. I'm sorry. Can we get it in full context, Jimmy?
In the product we see currently on the court long term.
Yeah. I mean, this is going back over time. This is the best, the best franchise in any sport for me, anywhere in the world. It's just an incredible team and the legacy that comes with that, and frankly the responsibility too, and that I do feel, and yet the commitment to excellence that the teams had from way back in the Red Auerbach, Bill Russell, Kuzi, all that, all the way to to Wyc and what he's done, and with his group, and with the team now with Brad and Joe. It's just it's incredible. And I, as Wyc said, I want to raise banners. I want to raise them now, and I want to raise them in the future as well. And I look at what Wyc has done, and Brad has done, and Joe has done, and the time is now. And they've also set the team up for the future as well. So that's part of the reason why I come in here, and we come in here as a new investor group, and we're partnering with Wyc here because he's done an amazing job. And if you're just why would you change that at this point?
So the answer to the question, are you going to spend money, is I love Bob Cousy. Like that's kind of it. So I'm telling you, watch out. I hope you're right, Jimmy.
To partner with Wyc, I find that interesting because Irv wants to sell the team, right? Mm-hmm. Irv wants to take care of the family. Wyc still wants the Celtics, which awesome. Love it.
Agreed.
Wants the court side, wants everything about the Celtics. Great. So, but he doesn't have enough money himself, enough investment bankers. So he finds somebody who has what is needed, and then he long plays it. And then he gets the percentage stake so he can go back to being the actual managing partner and the governor and all that stuff instead of just representing the family stakes.
Jimmy, I hope you're right, because the Grousbeck ownership was excellent. And to me, as much as you could possibly ask for as a sports fan, they won 2 championships, but you almost never, ever, ever doubted their commitment, their willingness to spend money, to do everything, the model ownership. And to have that come to an end yesterday, maybe for good, maybe not, according to Jimmy, but at least in the
That's
interim.
just guessing. Like, I just feel like that Ramona Shelbourne piece about Wyc has slightly less than 15% to be an actual governor, and Chisholm has a little bit more than 15%. Those percentages are very close. And in 4 years, 5 years, I could see Wyc making up that difference.
I hope you're right.
It was a little alarming. I didn't remember the exact cadence of that sound we just heard, but I didn't like it. It reminded me of when Craig Breslow was asked when he took over about spending money, and we got that big gulp, the big Adam's apple gulp each time. He was asked either about being aggressive or spending money, and look at where we are. I didn't love it. I'm not going to get on him, though, over the Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis moves. It was the end of the road for them. They had to go. It was over. So that was a good basketball move. And the other thing, a lot of people, myself included, don't really feel like they're going to be in it to win it this coming year with the Tatum injury. Who's behind that? Is it Brad Stevens? Is it Joe? Is it the owner, Wyc? I mean, I would be interested if Tatum is on the fast track like it appears, and he's back by the NBA All-Star game, which is over 6 months away. Why would you not try to see what you can do in the playoffs? Doesn't feel like they're going to do that. I don't know that, but I don't think Bill Chisholm's fault. So I'm not as skeptical. I'm skeptical, but not as skeptical as you. And you're right. It was great with the Grousbecks when he was spending all that money. I loved it.
State of ownership in this town, because I think Irv Grousbeck.
The Grousbeck family.
Irv Grousbeck
owns 30% of NBC Sports Boston, by the way. So be careful.
I think Irv Grousbeck was the best owner in town. Love Irv. Love Wyc. Wyc's the man. But
that's Mark Dondero's friend, Irv, by the way. You still in contact with him?
Yeah, we talk every so often, talk about our golf games.
Shoot him an email.
Yeah.
Are you going to be courtside with Irv?
I've got an option to do that at Stanford for some
Love
games.
it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be courtside with Bill Chisholm. I'm going to put it to you that way, Jimmy, over my commentary on this on the last.
Tell me how the Celtic ecosystem is, and I'll tell you if I'll be back there anytime soon.